Hey everybody, good evening. Who those who are watching live, good afternoon, good day. If you're watching any other time, I guess. Another episode here of Talking Packers with Steve. Um, this week, obviously, going over week 7. Going into week 7, previewing those games. Looking back, week 6 a little bit. Also talking some Packers. I mean, I might as well, right? The show is called Talking Packers with Steve. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Packers, what we should do here in the bye week. A little bit on the matchup against Denver. But obviously, I'll leave that to next week. I might have a guest next week, and but we'll see if that actually happens. But anyways, moving forward for tonight in today's episode. Excuse me. But one of the main things I want to talk about is our opponent in 2 weeks, the Denver Broncos. The last couple of weeks, seeming like they've survived and advanced, almost like in the playoff thinking. But here in the NFL, with them surviving the last 2 games, maybe instead of still being undefeated, they should be licking their wounds here in their bye week with a 2-game losing streak. But obviously that's not the case. But I was just thinking that just because the way those games and the last 3 games, if memory serves me correctly, how they ended. But anyways, besides the Denver Broncos, not much else to talk about here with the last week. I mean, maybe Arizona losing to Pittsburgh, who then had to go to the third-string quarterback, Landry Jones. I mean, he was good in college, but he wasn't doing much in the NFL, in my opinion. So, and Arizona's defense, which was starting off really hot in the first couple of weeks there in the NFL season, almost in the last couple of weeks, ironically, when I actually started them in a couple of my fantasy leagues, decided to forget how they play. So hopefully they can get their act together for this upcoming week. Philadelphia Eagles, not surprising that they won, but surprising that was pretty much a beatdown rout of the Giants there on Monday Night Football. Patriots, we kind of knew they were going to win. I was kind of hoping and assuming they would beat up on the Colts even more than they did. The Colts came back, actually decided to make it a game for some reason, and have made it close. But the Patriots, definitely deserved to win, did win, and maybe in a way with this whole Deflategate situation, or what was a situation, needed to win. Obviously not needing to win because of their record, they're undefeated, but just with the situation with the Indianapolis Colts and then being the whistleblowers and everything and trying to rat them out, and in the end, in the end didn't mean anything because the Patriots and Tom Brady were exonerated and everything. But I don't know. I don't want to say it's because of some reasons or whatever. It's just they had the reasons and they did it, and just gonna move forward. And then again, the Steelers said something about them too. When the whole Deflategate thing came up, and now they're on their third string quarterback. So I don't know. There's some weird divine intervention with the Patriots, and it seems that the teams where their representatives or someone within their organization say something about them. I'm sure it's more of a coincidence because I don't know if I believe in that stuff. Things happen and they happen, right? Everything happens for a reason, and Ben Roethlisberger got injured, and for Michael Vick to get a chance back in the NFL, then Michael Vick messes it up in a way that in his play, and Andrew Jones gets just a chance to try to shine and see maybe he might get a shot somewhere as a starter in the future. You never know, depending on how he does. But Pittsburgh, depending on how much longer they would need him before Ben Roethlisberger comes back. I guess maybe I should just talk about it now with the Packers. I mean, it's a good thing we do have our bye week right now. A lot of injuries, getting people trying to hopefully get in the back for the big game, the big matchup. My team, obviously, Green Bay Packers against excuse me, glass of Team White TV Live, and specifically Get With It Sports. Get With Sports. His Denver Broncos will play in 2 weeks. Battle of the Undefeateds. Two teams coming off their bye weeks on Sunday Night Football on NBC. That's going to be a game to watch. And that's going to be an interesting interaction between us two on Twitter during that game as well. And on Twitter, you can follow me at the handle head there you see there in the banner. And welcome to subscribe to my channel if you want to. But anyways, moving forward, like I said, like I said, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the Packers actually specifically, and I think, like I said, it's a good thing we're on our bye. We have a big matchup coming up, Battle of Undefeateds, facing the Denver Broncos, facing that deep, ferocious defense. Oh, and Peyton Manning as well, and hopefully getting some key people on defense and on offense, both sides of the ball, back for that game, specifically B.J. Raji and Davante Adams. I mean, yes, there's others, but I think those two, for the offensive defense, whatever, that they're the biggest keys and they're the biggest ones and biggest injuries that have been plaguing us for the last couple of weeks. I mean, yeah, we've gotten wins, obviously. We're still undefeated, but the Rams could have got us. There's been a couple games in the past couple of weeks that could have slipped out of our hands for different reasons. That we're just lucky to survive, and we can't have that mentality when we face Denver. Denver can't have that mentality when they face us in 2 weeks when we both can't be just hoping to survive. I mean, really. I mean, yes, a win is a win, but in the mentality and the psychology of it, I would think that I think it would be different and more. I know. Oh, so this is my Super Bowl shirt from when the Packers won, which feels like forever ago, but whatever. Just wanted to, I guess, share that for some random reason, since my banner is kind of blocking it there. There you go, Super Bowl XLV. But anyways, let's head into Week 7, shall we? The predictions of first tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football on NFL Network and CBS. I think CBS only gets to have half of the season, so we're almost getting to the end of their being able to broadcast the games, which I think kind of sucks, at least for as a Packer fan, because the Packers don't have their Thursday Night Football game until later in the season, actually, after the Thanksgiving game. But anyways, Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to predict the Seahawks. I just don't think San Francisco is going to be getting anywhere. I know even in my prediction of the season, in my one of my first episodes here on YouTube, after moving from Blog Talk Radio, when I was making my prediction for the NFL season, saying that San Francisco is going to be in last place. I just felt with everything going on in the off season, and the Harbaugh situation as well, I just didn't think that the team would be able to survive. I think the team would be able to do well, and it seems like that might be the trail that they're going, the road to travel. So maybe they need to go back, maybe not back to the future, but go just back in the past, time machine back to 2 to 3 years ago. I think it was Colin Kaepernick was lighting the league on fire, and the 49ers were unstoppable, and back to when they went to the Super Bowl to face the Harbaugh Bowl, Jim versus John, Ravens versus 49ers. And those times, which wasn't too long ago, I think it was only last year, a couple of years ago, whatever, when they were good. It just this whole off season just made the 49er franchise just turn on its heels and go from greatness of a dominant team to another team on someone's schedule, sort of thing. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks over the 49ers 21-10. Seahawks over the 49ers there in that game. Sunday matchups, London game, another London game. I think this one's going to be streaming online, Yahoo, I think. Hopefully it's also on CBS. I did enjoy watching the first London game while I was eating breakfast with the family, so that maybe that could be the case again this Sunday morning. The Buffalo Bills against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, heck, the Jaguars go over to London so many times, I think, every year. they're in one of the games, they might as well just call them the London Jaguars, or just have that team move to London. I mean, the NFL seems like they're pressed and want to have a team in London, even though I personally don't think they should. But anyways, if that's the case, put Jacksonville there. You never know. Change might be good for them. Then again, they thought changing their logo and jersey look was going to change things, but getting players and the coaching staff, which seems things have been improving. Like I said, this might be for Oakland and Jacksonville a good year and a year of turning around. But thinking that way, I don't think it's best. That's the players and the schemes and all that other stuff is what wins you the games, obviously. But the little things do matter as well. Since I'm a person that picks up on those things, or at least tries to. But anyways, I'm going to go with the Bills over the Jaguars here in London. I'm going to go low-scoring game, both teams. Something to prove. Especially Buffalo, a team that was supposed to be a team that might challenge New England for that division. But I'm going to go 10-3 Bills. Tampa Bay Buccaneers against Washington. I'm going to go with... I don't know, I just can't trust the Buccaneers. I'm going to go with the Redskins, 27-21. Redskins over the Buccaneers, 27-21. I thought Jameis Winston would be able to turn around. I thought maybe it could be a situation with a rookie quarterback. It could be like a first time ever, at least the first time I would remember my lifetime, with a rookie quarterback taking a team to the Super Bowl, or at least to NFC Championship game. I don't know. I thought Jameis Winston, along with the other parts in Tampa Bay that they already had there, they were able to turn around quicker than most might think. But that's not the case, and it doesn't seem that it's going to be the case. He's going to have his rookie struggles, and obviously that's too bad for Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans, but I think if I had a message to the Tampa Bay Buccaneer fandom and fan base, this year might suck or might not be great, but I think moving forward, Jameis Winston is going to be obviously much better. I think he might even be better than Mariota overall. Just Mariota will be better than him the rookie year. Actually, almost if you think about it, like RG3 and Andrew Luck, the rookie year, RG3 was kicking Andrew Luck's butt in productivity and everything, and how he was doing, and whatever people were even saying, whether it was personalities on ESPN like Skip Bayless or others, saying that it's good that or something about picking one over the other. RG3 should have won number one overall, yada yada. And then look what happened here in the subsequential years following. Andrew Luck proved to be the better one overall, be the one that actually was going to do well in actual substance and longevity and everything. While RG3, because of some things that were out of his control, I guess, sputtered out of control, and almost to the point that maybe Washington will be cutting him. Maybe not this, but you never know. Don't be surprised if it happens when we get into training camp or the off season around that time that he's cut by Washington, or asked for a release, or asked for a trade, however it goes down. He'll be leaving Washington at that time. So in that situation, you can, at least in my opinion, and that's what it is, my opinion, I think that in the longevity, Marcus Mariota will not be better than Jameis Winston. He'll be better than him the rookie season here, the 2015 season, but overall I think Jameis Winston is going to be better than Marcus Mariota overall, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a team and organization will be better overall than the Tennessee Titans. But we'll see. Could be wrong with it. Like I said, that's just my opinion. But anyways, I'm going to go with the Redskins over the Buccaneers. Atlanta Falcons against, like I was just talking about, Tennessee Titans. Marcus Mariota, we don't know if he's even going to be able to play. But whether he is or not, Atlanta's defense, something to prove after what happened last week. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons by the score of 35-14. Atlanta over the Titans. NFC North battle. You got at least I gotta love those, even though it might not involve our Packers, or my Packers. Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions in Detroit. I'm gonna have to go with the Lions home team. Get their first win now. Time to build off that, keep it rolling for them. I'm gonna go with another close game between Detroit and Minnesota. Because Minnesota, they're no slums, they're no slouches. They're better than some give credit. So I'm gonna go Lions over Vikings 24-21. The Pittsburgh Steelers, will Ben Roethlisberger play? It seems like obviously Pittsburgh's trying to keep it hush hush because they're trying to be all Jedi mind trick on you, or try to be cool and try to do things like we haven't seen that done before, like trying to keep it close to the vest up to the hour before the game starts when they have to give out their reports for players and everything to the NFL or to the referees or however that works at that time an hour before. Um, try to be all sneaky and, like I said, Jedi mind tricks on you. But I have a feeling he won't play, and I think the Chiefs are going to be able to get a win here. Pittsburgh at Kansas City. Kansas City getting on the team, something to prove. I'm going to go Chiefs 28-17. Chiefs over Steelers. Heck, I might even go with the Chiefs even if Ben Roethlisberger was to start. Okay, so we got Jay. I'm talking WWE with Jay. He's Cleveland Browns facing the St. Louis Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams over the Browns 27-17. Houston Texans against the Miami Dolphins, which seems like a whole new rampaging Miami Dolphins after Joe Philbin was released, fired, whatever you want to call it, a couple weeks ago. Miami um, showing up, this past week when I didn't, obviously I picked against them. Because I don't know if, it'd be a media turnaround with his interim head coach, but hey, if this interim head coach keeps this going, keeps up, with his team scoring the points that they scored at least last week and keep it up for the rest of the season, heck, they might not even need to look elsewhere to find their next head coach. They have it already sitting right there. And that's the way he should approach it. Because if I was in that position, or anybody else in that position, I'm sure they would show what they got with these weeks all the way to the end of the season. Heck, that's why it's a good thing, even if I was him, that Philbin got fired early here in the season, that he has more to work with, more of a resume, so to speak, when we go into the offseason for the Dolphins. There, I mean, heck, even think about it this way. If he and the Miami Dolphins, his team, gets to the playoffs, like for some weird odd way, whatever, let's say get a wild card playoff position on the AFC. I think that if that happens, he for sure should automatically be named the head coach for next year and moving forward. I think that automatically um like a monopoly, pass go or whatever that is. Automatic thing that if that happens, he should be named the head coach. I mean, that's just my opinion, and maybe the Dolphins feel that way, maybe they don't, but that would prove something, and that would prove, at least to me, a lot. And like I said, that's the way I would want to think of it and move forward as that way of a mindset. If I was him, if I was that interim head coach there in Miami, that that I don't want I don't want the organization looking at somewhere else. I want to be the head coach. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins over the Texans, 13-10. New Orleans Saints against Stephen A's Indianapolis Colts. Actually, well, Stephen A. and a new person that I know, ME, he's not Main Event Marks or CEO on Twitter. Um, actually, no, yeah, his name on Twitter, CEO. It's at ME Richmond. But anyways, they're Indianapolis Colts playing at home against the Saints. I'm gonna go with the Colts over the Saints. But the Colts are lucky they're in the division that they're in. To be quite honest, because yeah, I think they're gonna get this division, but it's not gonna be pretty, and I think they might even have a first excuse me, a first round exit this year. I just don't see them doing much in the playoffs. Just not this year. I don't think. I just don't think that's going to happen. But in this game against New Orleans, I do think they're going to get the win. I'm going to go 28 24. 28-24 Colts over the Saints. Jets at the Patriots. At the Patriots being the operative word. Patriots, the revenge tour continues. Kicking about taking names, and the Jets just have to be next. I'm going to go the Patriots 45-17 over the Jets. Not much else to say. It's just the Patriots. They're just going to be steamrolling through this season, steamrolling through this schedule. As I've said in other podcasts and just in talking with other people in my life, I just think the Patriots are going to be the last team of the undefeated to get a loss, if at all. I mean, I looked at their schedule an hour before going live here and prepping for the episode, and I just couldn't see one. I mean, Denver's not what they used to be. Peyton Manning, obviously, as I said, he's not your childhood's Peyton Manning or whatever kind of analogy you want to use for that, but it's just not the same. So even when you get to that point, plus that being near the end of the season, regular season, so I could honestly see the Patriots being undefeated heading into the Super Bowl, just like after Spygate. Only this time, unless they're facing the Packers, obviously. But thinking this time they might actually get it done and win the whole thing and cap it off and finish 18-0, or 18-19-0. But yeah, I'm gonna go Chalk. Excuse me. Raiders Central's Oakland Raiders against the San Diego Chargers. Philip Rivers, they're being close and actually being able to beat their group of Packers. I must say he's going to have another great game. San Diego over Oakland, 21-13. Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants. I'm going to go Giants for Cowboys, 34-17. Not much really to say about that. EDP and Philadelphia's Philadelphia Eagles, and the Arch Streams, who also on YouTube. Philadelphia Eagles against Big Q of Team Boy TV Live, host of Team Boy TV Live here on YouTube. Big Q's Carolina Panthers coming off a bye. No, this one's going to be tougher. This one's going to be a tough game. Carolina's going to earn this win. It's not going to be a blowout. Not going to be anything simple for them. I think Philadelphia, obviously still in the hunt for that division. A division that's just a mess anyways, in general. I'm going to go with the Panthers over the Philadelphia Eagles. 27-24. 27-24. Like I said, it's going to be a high-scoring game. Both offenses. But I think Carolina's just going to have more stamina and more power to get the job done. So we have Carolina over Philadelphia there on Sunday Night Football. NBC. And for Monday Night Football on ESPN, we've got JB of Team Boy TV Live. His Baltimore Ravens against Arizona Cardinals, a team that I kind of wish was still undefeated right now, but they're not. The Cardinals get back on track, beat the Ravens 35. I'm going to go 35-13. Maybe even a pick six in there by Honey Badger. During that game, I just think Arizona's defense is going to get back on track and just simply get back to doing what they do. I mean, their defense was, like I said, was on fire. And I think that's going to continue. So, yeah, that's my prediction for Week 7. And like I said, the Packers are on a bye, so no prediction for the Packers. Obviously, they don't have a game. Just hopefully we can get well rested, get people be able to come back. Heck, during the game against San Diego, Ty Montgomery went down. So, another wide receiver obviously doesn't look anything serious. He'll be able to come back for the game next week against Denver. but we'll see how it goes moving forward for our Packers. So thank you for everybody that listened live and will be listening archive. If you enjoyed this content, and I do talk sports. I talk my TV shows on sports, entertainment, pro wrestling, which in itself is entertainment, world wrestling entertainment. Entertainment's in the name there, but so entertainment, movies, TV shows I talk about. So I'm all over the place in content, but if you enjoy any of it, you're welcome to subscribe and enjoy the ride and be part of it. Maybe even join the conversations and be part of episodes. And I do see when people comment, um, and I try to comment back as soon as possible because I always appreciate it. So, anyways, take care. Enjoy your weekend. I will be back on here live with a WWE podcast on Friday evening, 9 or 10 p.m. Central. I believe if I do go earlier, obviously those that are subscribed will know anyways with emails when I go live. But that will be my WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view prediction episode. Hopefully I have some great guests with me. If not, then I'll do the episode solo and go from there. So have a great weekend. Enjoy NFL football. But for the WWE fans out there, I will have that episode on Friday evening talking WWE. So enjoy your day and take care.